Hello, dear viewer. Are you all right? I'm doing a Chris Carpenter. Yes, I am. Hey, it's the Valencia v Arsenal preview. It's only Simon Collins, Fleet Street's finest and friend to Ornstein. You all right, mate?
I'm good. How are you, Danny?
Fat, bald, not wearing any pants.
Oh, God. You should get that on a T-shirt. That'd be right.
Trying to get the T-shirts done is an absolute mare. First of all, I've got to get you lot all one done of the lovely new T-shirts. You can have it in red with white writing, yellow with blue writing, or black with white writing. Which one are you going to go for?
Well, Jay sent me a red one before.
Yeah.
But I think black might be better. It's more slimming black. So
it is now that you're sat on your arse all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
It catches you up. I used to be skinny, not anymore. 30 years of sitting down. It's not done me any favours. Right. I can hear the listeners saying, the viewers, not listeners, they're only viewers, this is YouTube only. Where can we see the game? Please tell us. I'm here to serve. Right. In the UK, it's BT Sport 2. In Ireland, it's Virgin TV Go, BT Sport Live, BT Sport 2, and Virgin Media 2. You get so much choice. In Australia, Optus Sport. In Canada, DAZN. We've been through this, listener, viewer. It's not a Z, it's a Z. We invented the language, and you use it properly, or you're not having it anymore. In the USA, it's Univision Now, Bleacher Report Live, and UniMas. Russia, which is our mystery country, it's Match TV Game and Match TV Football 2. I don't know what any of that means. And if you're listening on the radio like a pauper, it's BBC Radio 5 Live. I don't know why they call it live. Every BBC station is live. Get rid of the live. It annoys me. Simon, the head-to-head.
Yeah, head-to-head. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be, the head-to-head. So we've played them 6 times. We've won 3, drawn 2, lost 1, scored 7, conceded 4. Obviously, last week we won 3-1, big result. Then the 2002-2003 season, Champions League. I remember these because this was when John Carew suddenly seemed to be, the greatest striker in Europe. So we drew 0-0 at home, and then away from home we lost 2-1. Carew got both. Some bloke called Thierry Henry got the other. Played them again the season before. We beat them 2-1 at home. Henry and Parlour, Ayala for them, and then we lost 1-0 away, and of course Carew scored. And then before that, the last time we played him was in the old Cup Winners' Cup final, 1979, 1980, 0-0 and 5-4 to Valencia on penalties. Oof. What about the current form, Danny?
Well, the current form, I was just showing Simon before this, dear listener, this is my new PC. The hard drive for my old PC is in a caddy because my old PC's knackered, and so I'm digging through that, trying to find all my old files. So if any of this is slightly wrong, it's because I stole it from our own YouTube comment section. So current form could be wrong, you never know. It's last 4 league and Europa League games and cup games and all competitions, because it's not Premier League. Arsenal away, played 4, won 2, drawn 0, lost 2, scored 3, conceded 6. We've had 2 clean sheets, and I think that was 2 consecutive 1-0 away wins. That was Watford and I can't remember the other one. Valencia, their home form has been pretty good. They did win 6-1 at the weekend, but that was away. And their home form is played 4, won 3, drawn 0, lost 1, scored 7, conceded 3 with 1 clean sheet. Simon, do we have any injuries or suspensions that the viewer want to see and hear about?
Well, big news is Denis Suarez is out. No, I'm joking. Suarez is out. We've obviously got no Welbeck, no Holding, no Bellerin, no Ramsey, which we're all expected. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check, because Unai Emery was doing his press conference literally as we speak. I'm going to let you behind the curtain and just see if there was any updated injury team news, but I don't think there was. I think
you won't get this on any other poorly produced.
No, we'd have done this before, but
I did look, and they said that the press, the conference was coming up soon, which is why I'm struggling to get information about the Valencia players. I just cut and pasted what we had last time, and hopefully that none of them had a major recovery.
That's exactly what we always do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Here's the travelling squad.
Oh,
an excitement. So Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Alex Iwobi, Lacazette, Leno, Dejan Iliev, Eddie Nketiah, Granit Xhaka, Mkhitaryan, Willock, Koscielny, Torreira, Guendouzi, Ozil, El Nene, Monreal, Cech, Aubameyang, Kolasinac, Mustafi, Socrates, Lichtsteiner.
Will you keep that up for when we do the possible starting 11 later?
So, I mean, the big news there is no Carl Jenkinson. But other than that, so those are the main 5. We haven't got any suspensions, thankfully. Yeah. Valencia have got a few injuries. There'll be no Jeffrey Kondogbia, which is probably good news. He's out with a thigh muscle rupture for the rest of the season. Denis Shirashev is out for the rest of the season with strained ligament.
How did you get that right?
I just pretended. I just had to sneeze quickly and go right. And Kang Lee has been called up to the South Korean national team, so we'll not be playing. And the big news, actually, which is there'll be no Lecoq. Francis Coquelin is suspended. He missed the first leg, and I think he's back. I think he's suspended for this one as well. So,
well, it said on Transfer Market that he's missed one game and that it was a yellow card suspension. Now, if you get to 10 yellow cards, I think it is, you don't get a 2-game ban, do you?
Well, you do in the Premier League. If you get 10, you get 1 suspension for 5 yellows, 10 for 2 yellow. Sorry, 2 games for 10 yellows, and 3 games for 15 yellows. Oh. So. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. I'm going to do our research as the show goes on, which is always very shit.
Yeah, I didn't see how many yellow cards Coquelin had picked up in the Europa League.
Yeah, I mean it would unsurprise me if he had picked up enough to be suspended.
Well, that means he'd have had to get 10 in. It says he's got a yellow card here.
I mean, if anyone can do it, is.
I'm just looking at his full stats.
Well, he did an interview with the Independent, so you think in that it would have.
In the Europa League, he's had 2 yellow cards, and the Champions League, he's had 1, and that's it. So what are they on about in him having no? That's weird, isn't it?
I tell you what, you viewers, you're just gonna have to wait and see. That could be a little treat.
The Transfer Market, you need to sort your shit out. We're sponging your information for absolutely free, and the least you could do is give it to us correctly for bugger all. It says he's had 2 yellow cards. 1 against Krasnodar and once against Villarreal. Now that you don't get a 2-game suspension for that, do you?
No.
Shite hawks. That's what they are. Absolute shite hawks. Anyway,
I think I'm going to. I'm pretty sure he is no longer suspended. I think he's fine to play.
I'm going with that.
So find out, viewers. But anyway, hopefully you can provide some more clarity on the Valencia formation than I've given on their team news, Danny.
Well, I've had to edit this a little bit. It hasn't changed much. They play a basic 4-4-2 or 4-4-2 with their midfielders pushed up to be wide. The 2 right and left midfielder become right and left wingers. Only once all season have they not played a 4-4-2. They played a 4-3-3 once, and they played a different formation against us, which completely threw me and threw everybody because some of the players we were expecting to play didn't play. Since then, they've since I wrote the last little notes about 2 games, so Neto has now played 45. Possibly 46 games all season, 14 clean sheets. They have an unsettled back 4. Piccini has been out for a while with concussion, but he's now back at right back. Gaia has been ever present at virtually all season at left back, and it seems to be Diakabi and Gabriel are their centre backs. Their midfield, they played Daniel Wass, who's I think he's Scandinavian. Is he?
No, I said bless you.
Oh, thank you. Oi, I do that. They played him right wing or right wing back at the weekend. He scored 2 goals. The team they beat were rubbish. And so I've got no idea. I'm going to guess that maybe it's going to be Soler playing on the right. And then central midfield is going to be Pajero and Coquelin if he plays, because he's played 39 games for them all season. But like when we played them at home, it was Roncaglia and Pajero playing in the middle. So it's going to be any combination of all of that lot. Even their wingers, they're not playing in the right positions because they've had injuries to that Russian bloke. And then the 2 up front. Now, I've gone back to their last 9 games, and they have played Guides and Mina twice, Gamero and Rodrigo twice, Mina and Rodrigo twice, Mina and Gamero twice, and Rodrigo on his own up front against us once last week. Make of that what you will. In fact, I've got no idea what's going to happen. But what players should we look out for?
Well, the fact that we don't know what's going to happen has slightly hindered us here. But I mean, there's a few players that I'm sure viewers of Spanish football and some of our fans who watch it a bit will recognise. Guedes is the one, if he does play, who was fantastic last season when he was on loan from PSG. He's moves to be made permanent. It was supposed to be the next big thing for Portugal. He's played 35 games, got 8 goals, 4 assists. If he plays, you suspect he'd be one to look out for. Likewise, Rodrigo, another one of the forwards they've got, a good player, was very highly thought of when he was younger in his career. Now, again, looks to be developing a bit. He's got 13 goals, 9 assists this season. Santi Mina, another one of their forwards, good little player, 12 goals, 5 assists. And Kevin Gamero, he was very highly rated, wasn't he? Chris always banged on about when he was at Lorient, and then he went to Atletico Madrid and had a bit of a dip. But he's got 8 goals, 8 assists this season. So
And a bit cheeky with that bit of FIFA techers that he did against us, where he got the ball behind him, kicked it up in the air, kicked it over himself, and had a shot on goal. I thought, you cheeky swine.
Yeah. So I mean, there's 4 decent forwards. So I suspect they'll play 2 out of those against us. And then in midfield, Danny Parejo, who I think had a little loan spell on at QPR many moons ago.
They did keep going on about that, didn't they?
Yeah, once came through the ranks at Real Madrid and was supposed to be, the greatest thing since not sliced bread, muffins. I'm a muffin man. He's got 10 goals, 7 assists, and then Carlos Soler, who was for the whole of last season linked with Man United, lovely little midfield player, good on the ball. He's got 2 goals and 10 assists, so he'll be another one to watch. So, as we probably can tell from when we watched the first leg, the players to look out for do not play in defence for Valencia. Which is unsurprising given the way they're defended. But going forward, they can hurt us, I think. So that'll be the one for them. If they can get an early goal, could be interesting.
So do you think they're going to go? We're playing at home. We're going to have to play 2 up front because they were a bit cautious away, weren't they? When they've only played 1 up front and played 3 centre backs, which is something they haven't done all season. Yeah,
I mean, I thought that first game was. If they'd got that 2-1 result, I'd have put them as probably almost favourites this game. But I think having that 3-1. It's just perfect for us because they're going to have to come out. And I don't know what you think we'll do in terms of our formation. I think Valencia will go strong going forward. I think they'll probably play 2 up top. But do you reckon he'll play Aubameyang and Lacazette?
As much as I love both of those players, it doesn't for me work because they both want to be in that central attacking role. We know that Aubameyang will go out wide. He's a little bit like Thierry Henry. Give him kind of a free role, and it's mainly out on the left-hand side using his pace and his skill and his ability to score goals to turn people inside out. But I don't like it. I do quite like the fact, and I think it puts the willies up the opposition when they know we've got 1 starting and 1 on the bench. And I think we need to have a bit of a more of a rigid formation. We can't have all these attacking players. In fact, go through that lineup, the players that have gone there, and who do you think?
A travelling squad, yeah.
Who do you? Because it's nice to see Dejan Iliev, the Macedonian, our reserve goalkeeper for the under 23s.
Yeah, he's about 6'10" as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's leaving the club because he's not going to make it through, and he's not having a sniff of first team football, and he's probably going in the summer, I'd imagine. Yeah, but what would you pick for the start 11?
He's going to go Czech in goal, obviously, isn't he? I think he'll go. I think he'll go Maitland-Niles, Koscielny, Socrates, Monreal, and then Kolasinac left wing back. Xhaka, Torreira, and this is the interesting one. Whether you go, you stick another one in there, you stick a Guendouzi in there, and then you play Özil off. Aubameyang, or whether you play someone like Iwobi because he's going to give you lots of legs. But I have a feeling, I think he might go Xhaka, Torreira, Özil, and I think he might play Lacazette and Aubameyang just because, for me, as cliche as it is, I think attack for us is the best form of defence.
All we need to do is nick 1 goal and then they're next.
Yeah, and I just can't see. I just don't. I would hate for us to go there and just sit in for 90 minutes and try and keep a clean sheet and get a result. I mean, we struggled doing that against Watford against 10 men, for fuck's sake. So, I would think you'd play both of them and go 3 at the back. But it'd be interesting to see. The blueprint really should have been that Napoli game because that was one of our best away performances there. That
doesn't get spoken about enough, does it? The second best team in Serie A, who've had a great season. They've got decent players, decent manager. Who's the manager? The Italian.
Ancelotti, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's such a difficult place to go. And the Mestalla, it's when that's full and the atmosphere is decent, it's a difficult place to go as well. So that should really be the blueprint. You just put in that performance again. But I mean, what do you think he'll go 3 at the back, or I assume he's going to bring Koscielny back in after the weekend?
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, because he's been so magnificent for us. But I did notice in the first game, it was almost like a game of Spanish chess, where the 2 managers going, "Oh, you've made a change. I'm making a change. You're doing one, right? I'm going to counter that change." And I think both of them have been a little bit too clever with the number of changes they made, which is why we managed to get that last-minute goal, which has got us through to the final. But it's going to be. I don't want us to go there and play. I want us to play 5 at the back or 3 with 2 wing backs. I'd like us. I think he might play 3 in central midfield with Guendouzi, Torreira, and Xhaka, only because we've got a 2-goal lead, and it'd be crazy to go there and throw that away. And possibly, if we do need to get a goal, then play possibly maybe one of the strikers up front, but then have the option to do, which he's done a lot of times this season, is go, right, we need goals. We're bringing on wide players where we Mkhitaryan, we're swapping the striker, and we're taking one out of midfield, or maybe even take one out of central defence and do it like that. So we've got such adaptability when the situation calls. I think he might do a bit of that, but like
that could be an option, couldn't it? You could have 3 at the back, your 2 wing backs, then you could play Xhaka, Guendouzi, Torreira, and you could just play Aubameyang, Lacazette as a front 2 and just say, look, get the ball to them and let them do their magic. The rest of you just sit and don't play Ozil, because that would be the question of whether you play Ozil or not.
If you play Aubameyang in there, Aubameyang will go and play the Iwobi role, the Mkhitaryan role, and the Ozil role, and he'll do it at great speed for 90 minutes and turn them all inside out. And then he'll just lay it off to Lacazette, which is what, I mean, if we're playing Ozil in that kind of hole, then the whole idea for Ozil is to get the ball to Lacazette, and then Lacazette's going to score. But if you have Aubameyang playing all across there in the complete free role, then he's a goal threat, because he isn't always going to give the ball to Lacazette. So then if Lacazette makes a run, like we saw Ozil a couple of times recently, he made a magnificent run, took the player with him, and then our player went off and had the shot and might have scored. And I saw that was really impressive. And if they've only playing 4 defenders at the back, then if you've got to mark 2 strikers and one of them's got a free role, you're going to be pulling their defence all over the place, and that's going to create holes for maybe Guendouzi to get through. He hasn't scored a goal or assist all season in the Premier League, which Arscars for saying, which I thought was unbelievable. And they're going to be making holes all over the place. But it's going to be a game of chess yet again, because it's his old club, and the Valencia manager is another young manager who's I think he also managed Sevilla, didn't he? I think he might.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be an interesting game. What's your prediction for the score?
I think we will. I think it'll be 1-1. I think.
Yeah, I think if things go badly, we could lose 2-1 and go through. If things go okay, 1-1. But also maybe a 2-1. Maybe it could be a slobber knocker. It could be plenty of goals in it. This is one of the few, after seeing their tactics in the first game, where he changed their complete tactics. He's never hadn't used that tactics all season. And then with Emery liking to do his fit, they're like a couple of tinkermen, a couple of like young Claudio Ranieris, aren't they? It's going to be interesting.
And I think that both teams can't well, from what I saw in the first leg, Valencia can't really defend, and we know we can't really defend away from home. So you think there'd be goals anyway? Yes.
Have you any idea who is on the live show after the game? Because I've got no idea. I'm just going to have a look here and see. It's just full of nonsense in there and pictures of Jason and the thong.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be someone good, you think, on the live show?
No, I think it could well be Valencia. No, not Valencia. Oh, Valencia away. It's going to be Josh hosting, Carl and Ellis. I expect.
Oh, nice.
% of those not to turn up.
Carl's off work, so he'll probably be on the cocktails already.
He's busy cancelling all of Fife's trains, and Fife wasn't happy, was he?
Oh, God, that one the other week, there was like 53 minutes delayed or something like that.
Fife said today he was an hour and a half late for work because all of the bloody trains going to where Fife works were cancelled. There you go. Right, so we should wrap this shit up because we've been going for longer than the allotted 15 minutes. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Simon.
Thank you for having me.
And it's that's all we've got to say. I'm not going to talk about cats or anything else. I'm going to press the stop button, and we will see you tomorrow night, 5 minutes after the game. Goodbye.